Okay, so welcome to day 2 of what we've called the Deep Dive Solstice Detox. I keep changing it around and mixing it up, but the goal of this is, I'll just admit a few people, the goal of this is really, is to really be ready for the new energies of solstice and the age of Aquarius, the dawning. And it's really a whole mind, body, spiritual experience. And it's nothing like I've done before. So it's not a detox as in we don't eat. It's nothing like that. It's just really the awakening of some of the patterns that we've been following through 2020 and how do we want to be feeling as we move into 2021. I've invited Christa today because I absolutely adore you, Christa, and you manage my community, one of my community's support thread, and you're always in there giving your time to help support us. And really, when I got you to sort of give us a summary of all the different experiences that you've had and all the qualifications that you have, one of the things that really stood out for me is your real desire for the spiritual side of things. And I actually watched that thread, and that's where I learn, is because of how you respond, because you're always looking for, okay, so what are the symptoms you're experiencing, and inviting people to sort of look a bit deeper around, you know, what emotions, what meridians, you know, what are the deeper layers behind some of this stuff. So as part of the deep cleanse or the deep detox, I really wanted people to start thinking about, you know, how do we run through these Healy programs for those who have a Healy, and for those who don't have a Healy, what do we need to start thinking about and preparing our bodies for these new energies. So the spiritual side of this really inspires me, Christa. And so for those who don't know Christa, or many of you do, but if you don't, she like her and her husband Rolf have trained doctors, you know, in the medical realms and in the spiritual realms. She's very connected and aligned with quantum healing modalities. I've sat and I've actually met Christa in person. I've sat with her at Burley and we've talked about like some of the depth of the study and the research and the personal healing journey that she's been on. And I'm just so grateful to have your time here today. So Christa, if you feel it's important to just share your depth of experience, because I was thinking, wow, how am I going to remember all this? So many different skills. And also Christa does human design if anyone's looking to get a report. She's also written a book. I'm just going to quickly share the screen so people can see what this book is before I invite Christa on. So this is a book that I have bought from Christa. So it's $20 if anyone wants to purchase it, and I'll put the link below, but it's specifically about Healy, and it also goes through what I've shared with you guys around the intentions on some of the deep cleanse. So I just wanted to share that, and I can go back to that screen later if you want to talk about your book a bit deeper. So I felt that it was really good for me to read the book, Christa, because I was moving into a deep detox, and you've gone through the Healy deep cleanse programs on a frequency level. But I also know that you understand the mind, body and soul perspective of detoxing. So yeah, so I guess my first question is around the Healy deep cleanse programs. And yesterday we kicked off day 1, being December 1, so leading up to the 21st. So we've got 21 days, and just guiding through people who've never done sort of a heavy metal detox before. Where should they start? So the recommendation I got was from your book is start with first application. I don't know how many people actually ran that yesterday. Do you want to put a hands up if you've actually run that first application? Okay, and is there anyone on here that doesn't have a Healy that's doing the detox without frequency? No, okay, everyone has a Healy, which is awesome. So Christa, yeah, so for the deep cleanse programs, your guidance and perspective about those cleanse programs, best designed, and any support that we need moving through.
Thank you. Firstly, you are really nice talking about me in such a nice manner. Thanks, Lee, for inviting me and having me here. And I'm really grateful you appreciate my support, and that's all, you know, what it is about in these new times, that we support each other. It's not important what I did, you know, with all my certifications. I mean, as a healer and a naturopath, the one thing that always is going along with what we do is, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Can I heal someone else? Am I good enough? So, and that starts for all of us, that we think we need this seminar and this workshop and this certificate and so on and so forth. But that's what I want you to encourage in your detox program right now, is to get in touch with your own inner expert. No one in the outside, not me, not someone else, is able to tell you what is right for you. You know, we are all individuals. There is nothing, not only one person that is 100% the same. So we feel different, we have different belief systems, different culture. So there is such a bunch of variety in all of us that we are not able to say, you have to do this to achieve that. This is linear, and linear is kind of outdated right now. It's the same with you start today and you have a plan for 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. That's not longer right in the new Aquarius time we are in. We just stepped into it. Now it is about being in the moment and to feel and sense, what is it what I need right now? Nothing tomorrow. Tomorrow is a totally different frequency, a totally different situation. You are born every new day. So what you can aim in that detox process is, what do I detox on a daily level? What is it what I want to detox today? Like, today is a life, then I die and go to sleep, and tomorrow I'm reborn. I have been, I released the last life, which is the last day. I start a new life. Okay, what is left from yesterday? So if you go through such a process, and if you go now into the process of understanding that there is no symptom from the body or intoxication of the body that would have nothing to do with how you think and what you feel. Okay, so
I love that.
This connection is now to be revealed for all of us. The doctor says, oh, out of the nowhere you got a symptom, and here I have the drug and I have the pill, and you take the pill and then it's gone. No one was asking in the past, okay, where did it come from? What have you done? What did you feel? What was your thinking pattern? How was your relationship with your partner, with your family? Things like that. That's coming to us. And that and then you can ask furtherly, when you start a detox, the most important thing, and make a really high red note for that, is to relax. If you are not relaxed, if you are under stress, if you think, how am I going to do this? And can I do this? And am I doing everything right? And I'm so stressed about the full moon and and the neighbor and Corona. And if you are stressed, this will not benefit you, because the body is not going to detox while you are stressed. You need to see, we have the 2 levels. We have the fight and flight and activity, where the body says, okay, at the moment, my task is to be active and to fight against stuff. I have no time to repair the body, to release toxins, to release waste. This is not going to happen. Okay, you need to be relaxed. And the first thing you have to make sure is you have a good night's sleep. Okay, then the next step is, then we are going with supplements like zeolite. I saw you are using zeolite, which is amazing, which is great. And then we go with the Healy, with the resonance.
So Christa, if so the zeolites is just sort of something new that I've been doing. I have done cleanses without that support, without the green support, and I watch your threads, and that's my learning forum. And anyone who sort of feels a little bit lightheaded, you suggest greens and spirulina and things like that. And I know my body just loves spirulina, so I have gravitated to the greens, and I have gravitated to trialing the zeolites, and I'm really enjoying it. And also with that, the CBD oil that you take orally, I'm really enjoying. If people don't have access to that, I guess you'll know if you need that support, won't you? I mean, the side effects, you know, of heaviness, not able to lose weight, foggy brain, you know, all these kinds of things. And those products, the zeolites and the greens, are they just like to help sort of, can you explain that sort of scientific process?
Yes, yes. So look, I'm a naturopath in 30 years, and I take minerals and zeolite and diatomaceous and, you know, all these things. Bicarbonate soda would do as well, kind of, if someone...
How do you take the bicarb?
The bicarb you take morning, first in the morning, 1 teaspoon in a glass of lukewarm water. It has to be lukewarm so that it doesn't stay in the stomach to warm it up. So it goes straight through the stomach into the small intestine and allows then to alkaline and to buffer. And this is the important thing you have to understand. We can detox on a daily level without doing any program the moment we have enough minerals and greens. Think for a moment. There are toxins, and the toxins, they have, for example, a positive load. You know, we have positive ions and negative ions. So a positive load, so let's say we release the positive load, then it's floating around in the body. But if we don't have another element that is able to get a bond with it and to bring it through the digestive system out of the body, we are going nowhere, because then you release it, there is nothing they can get a bond with, and then it stays in the body. This is
great. That's a great explanation.
Are important. Yeah, it's the bond that is created. It is, we all know about antioxidant, okay? So, and free radicals. So the heavy metals are free radicals. The minerals are the antioxidants. So the free radicals, they have an uneven electron load. So now the antioxidant is coming, gives the little bond, the extra electron, and through the bond that can then be eliminated through the body. And that's the important thing, together with water, of course. And water, it's important that you have a good quality water. So not kind of reverse osmosis, because reverse osmosis would take heavy metal and your healthy minerals out of the body. And that's the danger of that, you know. Then
a lot of people don't know about that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, because then you get depleted. You need to have a mineral, you know, a source mineral water, like the Hunza population. They have, the water is looks like milk, because there's a lot of calcium in it. And that helps us to detox heavy metals. It's as easy as that. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we don't have access to that sort of water, so just the cleanest water possible? Is there anything apart from reverse osmosis that we need to be aware of?
No, just have water that is energized, which means there are minerals in there. Yes. Mm-hmm. So can be everything. We have a lot of good water filter machines. You know, simple water filter, a carbon filter would be simple and cheap and easy already, all of that. So everything, just not an empty water. The empty water is draining you.
Yeah, it's really important. Okay, cool. So a few of those things that I didn't think about around the relaxation. So, you know, we've for day one, we recommended the first application, but I guess in addition to that, potentially run the de-stress or the relaxation. For those who have resonance, we would just run the scan. But yeah, so gold programs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's the pure, and then always relaxation. Really take in your mind, if I relax, if I sleep, the body then takes the time for regeneration, because with sodium, potassium is part of that. It's the mineral pump. So at night we have more potassium, sodium, because the sodium is pulling, from the lymphs and from the cells, is pulling the so-called toxins together. And in the morning we have more potassium, and the potassium then, because the potassium has the ability to flush stuff out, so, and then we have that bond, and then we are able to release the toxins. And with the application 1, this is a gentle approach, through frequencies to open the cell membrane so that the detox can happen. Yeah, it's
beautiful. So day 1, which we've done, so first application, run the gold programs, relax, and if you don't have frequency, then you would use essential oils or crystals or walk in the park, whatever that is for you, that really sort of alleviate some of the pressure of the nervous system. I know throughout my corporate career, my nervous system was running on adrenaline. And eventually I got so sick that, I couldn't work and my contract ended. I was living in airports, radiation poisoning, heavy metals. So I didn't know that I had heavy metal poisoning until I went to my first bioresonance session, which was 10 years ago now. And then bioresonance and frequency therapy became my life. So I don't know. I don't think I've got many heavy metals left, although, there was fillings and all these kinds of things. So there are some questions that are coming out that we'll get you to address. And I'm sure everyone on here has questions. I'm kind of like directing it all at what I want to know. So feel free, people, just to put in the chat box the questions for Christa as they come up. And also then we can just open it up. But I guess, so the routine, so the first application, then the de-stressing, and then, so at night in your book, you've got some recommended programs. For someone first starting out, what would be sort of the first couple of days or the first week, if you like, as a recommended program?
See, this is now the next step to check, So really to check, do I need more relaxation? Then you would go with more relaxation. You have to start to sit down for a moment, to breathe and to feel in your body what is needed. Do I feel sensation in the stomach? Do I feel a sensation in my back? Is it that I'm not able to sit still and I think I have to run away constantly, to do something, to leave, and not to feel what there would be to feel? And that's with the Healy as well. When you start the first application or when you start other programs, always sit down and have a feeling with it. How do I feel with it? What starts to come up? That would be the journal then, You could sit down and out of the blue, you would recognize, well, I'm unable to sit still for 10 minutes. Why? What is it that pressures me to run away and not to take 10 minutes of my life for myself? Am I always running to help others? So that's the biggest process I would like to encourage you to follow up. Even if you are running less programs, that doesn't matter. The connection, the reconnection with yourself and with the program, that would be the benefit for you, to feel exactly what there is something to feel for you, and not to run away from the feelings.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, I realize that I do run for the social media. I do kind of, I'm like, right, this morning it's going to be clear, and then if there's something, someone else becomes more important than me, which is really interesting. And in your book, you talk about journaling, and I shared this yesterday around that. You sort of take snapshots throughout throughout the moments. And I think if you can do it regularly, and I think that if anything of this detox, if you get to day 21 and you have greater awareness of your patterns, you have, I guess, more understanding of where your energy is being pulled away from you and not embodied. And as an empath, it's been one of my greatest life lessons is to manage energy. And when I watch and observe very successful people, they're really great at energy management. They might be empaths and clairsentient as well, and light workers, grid workers, whatever, but they just have this really beautiful ability. And this is not like these hard line boundaries. They have this just beautiful ability to just hold their own energy in body. And that has been now that I've stepped onto the 4th floor, that has been the journey, is to be in body. Because many times I just wanted to be out there because I was just surviving. And I guess I didn't feel really safe in body. So that's been really interesting. So I'm really excited. I've got some big intentions for this detox, to know myself more, and to be able to just really manage that energy. And my end goal was to be more connected to source energy. So less of the doing and more of the being, and being okay with that. So I really feel like as we step through that door of the 21st, it will be very exciting energies and very different energy than we've ever known. So you will see it around you. You know, I still see people being busy, and they've got massive to-do lists. And I'm like, oh, that was me 10 years ago. And that was just full. It just triggers me, because I'm like, wow, that was just full of so much heartache for me. You know, that just spiraled my whole life. And all it does is take me back to that reminder of how life literally within 24 hours just changed from everything to literally nothing within 24 hours. So it's like, I'm like, okay, people, just like the art of pause. Please just stop. The Christmas time is the time where we've been granted this great cosmic reset, and now is the time. So if you can be mindful and share this journey with others, then they will naturally start to come around you, because they will start to recognize they're like, their adrenaline. I've got to get to the shops. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to do this. It's really exhausting being around someone like that now, for me personally, because I feel it.
And you see, this is rather you are controlled by the outer world. You are controlled by media. You are controlled by Facebook. You are controlled by even your emails. If you go through your emails and you delete what you don't need, the moment you finish the delete, you get 2-3 new emails in the same second. What does that mean? This is, you are controlled to stay on the computer, for example. You know, this is not by coincidence. This is done to keep you on all these you know, social media platforms, so that you have no time to come back to yourself. And the rule is 80-20. In everything what we do, the rule is 80-20. So 80% you should look what gives me energy, what is it that I enjoy in life, what is it that I need. And you see there's so much guilt around, because our society and culture and the world is telling us faster, quicker, more success, more beautiful, more. And that is the stress we are in at the moment. Even with Healy, many people are more. I have to run the Healy 20 minutes. No, 37 seconds, for example. You know, I have to run 10 Healy programs a day because I need this and this and this and this and this. That's consumerism. No, less is more. I just had one in Telegram this morning. She was saying about, 20-minute run or 30-minute run even. And then I said, well, if I want to tell my partner, I love you, how often do you say it and how loud do you say it? You say it once and you say it nicely, okay? So if you run a Healy resonance program for 30 minutes, that would be like, and on 100%, that would be like I'm yelling at my partner, I love you, 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 for 30 minutes, right? We need to see what that means, that we get an information through the frequency. So, and then my partner would say after 2 minutes, he would say, everything okay, okay, you know, and then he would shut up. And that's the same in our body, okay? Our body just shuts up, and I don't know what kind of information is coming towards me. So, but I close myself up, and I'm not taking that on board. So the biggest rule is less is more. And really to stop running around in a hamster wheel, running away from you. This is what Facebook does, what Twitter does, what, you know, everything around you is just asking you to do something that has absolutely nothing to do with you.
I love that. And I do notice in that health thread that people are recommending 20 minutes, and people are actually looking for, what do I do the first week? What do I do? I need the program. I need the steps. You know, if I don't get time to watch the video, I need to know what to do. And I think that's a really important message coming from you with all this experience. And you do manage that chat line, so you do see patterns. I also see them. And I really feel that, you know, Healy can be a very, very gentle process if we let it. I've done cleanses with the Healy, and it's been one of the most beautiful, light experience that I've ever had. And I didn't really have a plan. I just ran them with intention. And I find the gold programs super gentle and super beautiful. And I've done other programs before. You need this, and this, and you've got to do this at this time and this, and it all just got a little bit too much. And it's almost like a controlled detox, which is really not what this one's about. So beautifully said. Is there anything else that we need to know about deep cleansing in terms of is there anything we can get wrong? You know, is there anything medically we need to be worried about?
Well, not really. I mean, yeah, we have, if detoxing is happening, so, you know, our body on a self-healing pattern, what is it that we experience when our body is detoxing? Can be nauseous because there is some toxin released, let's say any kind of fertilizer or whatsoever in the stomach, and the stomach recognizes because we have the sensoric system, and then we get nauseous and perhaps we even vomit. That's not a disease. It is told to us this is a disease and you have to take a tablet to stop vomiting. I mean, how stupid is that? If your body says there's something wrong inside of me that doesn't belong to my body, I want to get rid of it. So yeah, go and do it. Get it out. Don't push it back down. Get it out. And if you have the feeling it's nauseous and you can't get it out, Ayurvedic system, they drink salt water and, you know, it's coming out. It's an extra cleanse. Or we have a sensoric system that has a turning point inside the small intestine. So as long as it before the turning point, you vomit. If it goes below the turning point, you have diarrhea. So people then are scared, I have diarrhea. No, that's good, because your colon system and your digestive system tells you that shit has to go out. Yeah, so in strange words. So then rather drink a liter water on top, you know, and flush it out. If I sometimes, when I'm invited and you know, not everyone is organic, biological, things like that, and I ate something and I'm very sensitive to every kind of stuff that's in there, and then I get a burning sensation in my mouth. So I just drink 1 liter lukewarm water after the meal, and that supports the body just to let it go and to go and flush it out. because as long as it is in the digestive system, it is not incorporated. The colon, the small intestine, separates all the little bits and pieces that's coming down. It has been broken down. And then the small intestine decides, okay, this is what we let go through the gut lining and incorporate it. And the rest of it is, sorry, so-called shit and waste, and we eliminate that. And what I would think that could support you is from the deep cycle, digest it all. Because the digestive all helps us to separate what is it what we really need, what is it what we really need to incorporate as substance, as information, as feeling, as a spiritual insight, and what is it that is crap and a lie and doesn't support me whatsoever, and let it go. That would be digest all from the deep cycle. And I know normally we have to go with deep cycle 1, application 1, 2, 3, but if you really have the feeling you are at the present moment not able to see what is it what I need to keep and what is it what I have to let go, then you can run the digest it all. That will help you with that.
Perfect. And I've also noticed for me, if there's something that is irritating me, I run release, and it seems to release that as well. So I feel like it's a trial these things, and the awareness I think is awesome. I just wanted to check if you didn't have the zeolites and the greens to grab, is it lukewarm water is the thing?
Bicarb.
And with bicarb, okay.
Yeah. And it's cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go in the health food store where it is bio, a good high grade bicarb.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard that some of the supermarket stuff has actually heavy metals in it, which is really interesting. I heard my salts and my peppers, and so this is interesting. So, it's not on the labels, right? So yeah, just be really mindful that even if it says organic, it's not necessarily good for your body. Okay, heaps of questions coming through, which is awesome. Do you guys want me to read them out, or do you want to jump on? There is a question from Jade around boiled tap water. Jade, did you just want to check with that? So is boiled tap water dead water?
Yeah, like occasionally I haven't been able to get to the shops to get some good quality water, and so I've become a little bit unsure about tap water. And we've got a filter system here, but we haven't been able to find the filter to change it, and I just worry how old it is. So I've been boiling my water.
So you're boiling tap water, and you're in Melbourne?
Yeah, and I'm just wondering whether I'm just completely killing my water, essentially.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff about actually boiling when they're putting chemicals in it to treat it, and then, Christa, they're boiling it, so it's probably not.
Well, that's an Ayurvedic technique to boil, because they drink lukewarm water like the Chinese do and the Japanese people do. They don't drink cold water out of the fridge with bubbles. They boil water, and it has to be boiled for 7 minutes. And when you boil the water for 7 minutes, you see a white coating on the bottom of the pot. This is when stuff separates from the water, and then we call that water a lighter water, with more ability to cleanse the system. So, though I wouldn't recommend tap water much, there's still fluoride in it, things like that. So if you could have really a water filter system, there are some, they are not really expensive, or there are bottles, they separate, through the frequency they have inside, they separate fluoride and heavy metals. So there are many possibilities. There are really expensive machines. I don't believe too much in them. It's too expensive. It can be done very simple.
So Christa, so when you're boiling the water for 7 minutes, if it's tap water, just if that's the only option, the stuff on the bottom I've seen in my water filter. So is this, so are we drinking the stuff on the bottom, or is it because that's the calcium? No. So we want to separate that, and we want to just drink the clean boiled, clean-ish boiled water. Okay.
Really hot.
Okay, I have a Healy and I use essential oils. Can I still use the oils through this program, or can it be too much? So Carolyn, with essential oils, for the detox, I am following the Chinese philosophy of 5 element theory. So there'll be specific oils for your constitution. I've started adopting that, and it's made a huge difference. So I would look at that. But you also have resonance. So you've actually got the frequencies for elixirs, for flower essences. So I recommend those as gentle programs. So if you are experiencing, I'm not sure of your thoughts on this, Christa. So this is what I did. It's like, so I was experiencing some detoxification, like tiredness, and just, I could feel that my body was really wanting to release. And so I ran the flower essences and things like that. For me, they're gentle. It's almost like a little treat, those programs. So I just add those on. And, I run them vibrate 37 seconds. So yeah, is that how you use them? And they're just, for me, the reports are incredible. The detail, they capture like ancestral, generational, past life baggage that I didn't even know that was running, except when you read the report, you're like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can use oils, because that's what you want as well is, during the detox, of course you get tired. Why do you get tired? Because the body says, at the moment, I need all the energy to process the situation, the detox. I don't want you now to run around and be super active, because that blocks the detox. So the tiredness has a meaning. Sit down, relax, drink water. And then what you want, of course, and what you can run as well is contentment, from the mental element. Or if you go with the oils, that's beautiful, because that the smell detours your logical mind, goes directly in your limbic system, where you start then to have the good feeling about what you do, how you feel, to be clean again, and finally coming to yourself. Every detox, the goal of every detox should be to find back home to yourself, and to let the outer expert, system and matrix, let that go, and listen to your own inner wisdom and knowledge. We are trained not to listen to our inner knowledge, and then we start doubting ourselves. But that who is the real benefit of you coming back home to yourself is to get access to your wisdom of yourself. And the oils can support you beautifully, because a nice smell around you, that's nice. And it's good. Through the detox, we start to smell as well. So sometimes we need to have perhaps 2-3 times a shower to release the toxins through the skin. And music is frequency as well. There's detoxing music as well. So have a nice smell, run your Healy, and dance through uplifting music. That's detoxing, because that gives you to be in the here and now, in that given moment, just with yourself. Be in good company with yourself.
Love that. Yeah. And I love to have baths and, put the essential oils in there. And one of the things that was a game changer for me was when I was introduced to binaural beats. And the healing experience from that really changed my life, and it really opened me up to quantum healing, really realized. So for me, Healy has been that moment too. So it's like finally a portable version that I could travel with, and I could harmonize my room with. And, I didn't have to take the copper pipe. I used to have the copper pipes that used to run microcurrent, and it was battery operated. And so, taking that through customs, people were like, what is that? And, it looked like some weird contraption. And I used to carry my crystals, and, you know, so anytime I had a project overseas for like 3 months to 6 months, I would actually panic thinking, how am I going to keep myself in balance? And because I'm away from my practitioner, you know, now we do everything online. It's so amazing that we can heal and we do remote healings online. It's just freaking fantastic. But yeah, so now, you know, I'd be open to taking another contract, but there was really used to panic me. Isn't that crazy that I would stress about going to work and not even like, it's the preparation was just crazy. Flying used to take it out of me completely, and now it's a pleasure. Okay, so Jo, do you want to jump on for this one? And there's a few about the amalgam fillings.
Hi, Christa.
Hi.
I wanted to ask about my low blood pressure and sort of lightheadedness, and the naturopath suggested that I have extra salt with that. Are there any other suggestions for nutrition or Healy programs with that and detoxing and whatnot?
Well, with low blood pressure, you know, you can use the circulation to rebalance your body. There's the circulation program there. Yes, salt. I don't know your diet. So what's diet?
Mostly vegetarian with a bit of seafood and not too much dairy.
Okay, so perhaps there is a lack of vitamin B12, a lack of iron as well. So there with the resonance, you would vibrate the amino acids, you know, to give you support in that regard. Then you can ask yourself, do you need support with Healy, with the aura scan? Am I perhaps too nice and gentle with other people? Is it that perhaps I should stand up for myself sometimes a little bit more?
Oh my goodness, she's getting it, isn't she?
It's been a long journey.
Sorry, Christa, keep going. I was just like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, so the moment you start to tap a little bit more on your self-worth and self-esteem, and that you have the right to stand up for yourself, your blood pressure will go up a little bit as well. Salt is okay, you know, if you have a diet with low salt, okay, put a pinch of it in it, but that just supports the electro flow, you know, it's negative ions. But if the mindset is, oh, I'm not allowed to speak up, then you will stay rather low. So work on that a little bit more. And then licorice, if you like licorice. I don't know if you like licorice.
Yeah.
Licorice supports the, you know, that black licorice stuff.
Yeah.
That supports the balance as well, because that what you need is an adaptogen. You don't need anything that is just pushing you up and your soul has not enough time to follow. You need something that helps you to balance and to take little steps. And then you can write in your journal, okay, where was it that I hold myself low? Where is it where I would like to take one step and to fight for myself? So that will rebalance it together with the circulation, of course.
It's beautiful. Christa, do you, I personally love the Schussler salts, and the reports are so deep and so incredibly on point. Is that something, the minerals and things like that, for low blood pressure?
As well, yeah. The Schussler salts, you know, that they are homeopathic and they are adaptogens. So they say if you have, for example, too much sodium, then that gives the signal, put the sodium out. If you have not enough sodium, it gives the signal to the body system, absorb more sodium. You know, so the Schussler salts are really balancing system. We need quite a bit of it. So 30 years when I started as naturopath, we could go with 3 times 3 little tablets, you know. So that was enough for the body to process. The same with homeopathic. But in these days, we need a little stronger signal. So with taking the Schussler salt, you really could go for 3 times 10, you know, and then vibrate it with the resonance, so to give the exact vibration into the system, and then the body will start to adapt.
I love that. Yeah, I found like pretty much every day I'll run the salts, the aminos, and the there's another one, the Medica, so the homeopathic. So I found that, because I remember I reached out to you once because I was going through an experience where I was having, like, depending on what's happening planetary, if there's 2 lunar eclipses, I'll have 2 periods. If there's no full moon till the end, like, it was all kind of relative. So I've had a very, very deep healing experience with Healy, and I reached out to you, and because I'm a high performing corporate woman, like, to get it done, I was skipping through the reports and not reading them. And I remember that, Christa, you had said to me, Lee, you need to read the reports. Like, Christa's not only she's extremely intuitive, and so you see how she's really giving us a holistic perspective of what's happening in the body. And as soon as I started reading the reports, it's the Medica, the homeopathic, the Alexas. Those reports have really been a game changer for me. And obviously the I Ching. The I Ching I don't understand as much. I pretty much just run it and follow sort of Rolf's guidelines. But I do invite people to use, if you do have resonance and do have these frequencies or have access to someone who does, to really utilize these programs to really support the detoxification. These programs, in my perspective, are the programs for the solstice energies, the balancing out, and then obviously aligned with a good diet and things like that. But it's like, we have this available to us to run all this stuff by frequency, and then we've got new products coming out, the digital nutrition, and then we've got revitalization, and it's just, these are just going, wow, for me personally, have been a game changer for me to be able to, including the aura every morning, have been the absolute framework that has enabled me as an empath to be able to manage my energy and to be able to move forward without being depleted. And for me, it's been absolutely life-changing. So I invite people to start using these, because a lot of people don't see these programs, or they just skip straight to the physical all Healy programs. I did want to ask you your perspective on running the vibration versus the actual physical frequency. I run the frequencies now without the bands, but I was curious because, what am I still getting the benefit of the vibration, and how does that work?
The moment you have the wristbands on, of course, you can feel the sensation, and you can feel the negative ions going through you into the body. So that's a very clear calling. That's a really felt sensation in the body. If you just wear the Healy and you don't pull that on, you are sitting in an electromagnetic field that has that vibration, and you need to see when you are sitting in front of the television, okay? So the frequencies, they are still there. Channel 1, channel 5, I don't know what, 9, 10, I don't know what's all in there. But
you don't watch TV, Christa? You don't watch the news?
Never. I'm not interested in that subtracting element that only gives lies to me.
I know, I hear you.
But the frequencies are there. So now the question is, am I focused enough to pick that information up? Is my cell system open enough to pick that up? So it's rather more subtle, and so I prefer to run rather resonance, where I know it's vibrating, in my field, or I like just to feel it. I like to feel the energy and the ATP rising, and through the vibration, the cell is open better. It doesn't open as much if you just have it around you. So I was a little bit sad when that came out, that you just can have it hanging around you, because that allows you to hang it around, to walk around, and to do, and
not to pay attention. Yeah, I mean, I personally do love it, but I've been on quite a significant healing journey and been working with frequency for over 10 years in terms of physically healing, and had a profound experience. Yeah, I'd always recommend to people new to Healy to, especially in the first 3 months, to be running it with the bands. And obviously there's only vibration on some of the resonance, but it's like, it's sort of in your quantum field is how I explain it. So I feel like you do need to be at a certain, have let go of a certain level of layering to be able to, like, because I can feel it. I can feel it even when the bands are not on. So I think it really is bands first, 3 months, have the healing experience. What I notice with a lot of people who start with the healing first experience of frequency is that they're really excited and they're running all the programs and they're feeling the energy and getting all excited, and then all of a sudden they go down, or you don't hear from them for ages, and they go into this deep healing journey, which is quite profound. I love watching it. I love watching the journey. And so it's about sort of guiding people through this process. It's like, if only people knew the capacity of what's really going on, of what's really happening on your healing journey. So if you can just take a moment, the theme of this week is the shaking up. So it's the awareness, time with you, ask questions, utilize that platform that you volunteer your time in, and to learn, and for those who want access to your book, to get access to the book that goes through all the deep programs. And I've also shared some of the Healy stuff, and so I'll just keep sort of dropping more. The question around, Joe, best to run the deep cycle programs in order or run them ad hoc? I guess, Christa, you've probably answered that. I mean, Healy defined cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3, but really you're saying just tune in, and if you need to digest all, run digest all. And though there's a whole page of programs, and really following intuition, you don't really set out a set guidance. You do in your book, so if someone needs that, I guess it's there.
Yeah, but I would start with 1, 2, 3. I would do 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
As I said, let's say you are in this detox and you really have the feeling you can't process that, and you are insecure. What is it what I should do or not do, and can do and can't do. That when you lack in that separation area, what to do and what to let go, then you can use the digest all.
Yeah.
So, but I would start with 1, 2, 3, because that's a preparation for that deep cleanse and deep regeneration that supports the deep cycle.
Beautiful. Okay. Leanne wants to know when the next special for the resonance is on. There's a promotion on UK, Europe and USA right now. Leanne, if you're in Australia, nothing, there'll be no promo like what we've had. So it will be a particular, potentially add-on promotion, if anything, around December and January. Healy is a super generous company. There have been some distribution concerns in Australia. However, I know that they'll do something. So, but it won't be like what we've had, Christa, I wouldn't think.
No, because, you have to see what happened. People cheat, and then they go to other countries and try to get the Healy there, and then nothing is working because we are not allowed to. And then, I'm against that at the moment, against the promotion. Rather, should people start to purchase the gold to get in touch with it? That's again the consumerism. I want to have it all. Why not?
I agree. The gold is the way.
The gold is gold, and what kind of promotion ever, it's always the gold you have to pay for, whatever you have as an upgrade or anything. And as long as we have still glitches in the app, we have still not delivered everyone's Healy, and I'm against to come again with a promotion. So every step's in, and we are creating problems. We have to slow down a little bit. We really have to be healthy and to see the benefit of the gold.
I agree. I always say to people, where can you start? Start with the gold programs, because I spent 3 weeks with the gold and then the money showed up. It released any money blocks and I had the most extraordinary experience, and then I can speak from experience. And I think if you're new to frequency, gold is absolutely the way forward, and most people can afford to start there. Okay, I'll just go back to the book in a sec. Jade's got a question on the book. Amalgam fillings. I know I certainly had heavy metals from my fillings. So we are from that generation. Anything we need to know for this detox?
Of course, we know the moment, let's say you have fillings in your mouth, okay? So no one is realizing that the moment you eat a salad with a lot of vinegar, you release amalgam in your mouth. It's not really about the microcurrent. It's really about acidity that is able to do so. The coffee, the lemon, as long as you not swallowed it, then it turns into alkaline. It's acidic. Every acidity will release amalgam, mercury out of your teeth. So the microcurrent, if you have a lot of fillings, you wouldn't run the jaw program where you have the pads on the jaw, where you really go in with the microcurrent, but you easily can run it on your wrist. You know, that's not a problem.
That's a really good tip.
Whatsoever. So, and then rather make sure you are alkaline, and rather make sure you have your minerals and your greens to buffer the mercury that is released anyway. Okay, so don't worry too much about that, but I wouldn't put the microcurrent on the jaw, because yes, the microcurrent, this electricity, will release it. It's like an acidity, like it is with the vinegar or other stuff.
Crazy world we live in, hey, like where we've just, as kids, we were just like, just fill that hole with toxins. We didn't really, we didn't know, we weren't educated. I think it's really important to keep asking questions, but why? And yeah, like it's just, it's like our strive for perfection. There's a hole, let's fill it with something. It's crazy.
But again,
my dad has gold teeth. He's from Scotland.
Well, the same. You don't want to have too much gold. That's our room, and that gives you migraines.
I know, it's just crazy that we've lived our lives, and the body's fairly resilient. So thank goodness for all this information that we have available to us now.
Every single person is different. Not every person experiences mercury poisoning. The moment you take your basic minerals, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, every day, in what kind of form, you always buffer heavy metals. Heavy metals is part of the periodic system, and it's not wrong. A little bit of it we still need. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Leanne, did you want to jump on, or you want me to just read out? Jump on, love.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, with we're talking about the fillings, and with you're talking about clips near your jaw. Does that also relate to putting those ones on your ears if you've got a migraine or headache? Or yeah. So you put them on your wrist instead. So instead of putting the clips on your ears, you put them on. Use your wrist ones instead.
Well, no, you don't. But you know, if you have that, and you have to.
Because I've got fillings, and I've been putting it. Mental balance shows up a lot, especially lately.
That's what I mean. Yeah, is that going to affect the fillings if you're putting it on your ears?
It's the same. It can activate, like you have the vinegar, the salad with vinegar. So if you are running the migraine program, let's say with the ear clips, what you can do, you can have a spirulina or chlorella powder, and you just keep that in your mouth, because that will make a bond with it.
Yeah, I think you'll know, like it's not something to be so pedantic about. The body is fairly resilient. And as Christa's saying, like I do use the ear clips and I've got fillings, but I also use spirulina. So, you know, it's just following that detox method. It's not.
So you'll keep the spirulina powder in your mouth while you run it? You
can do that, yeah. And don't worry. I mean, it will not pull your whole filling out, because the filling is a combination of different elements, and it will not, you know, that's micro that will be released. And the moment you have your zeolite, the moment you have your spirulina, your chlorella, it will take a bond. Yeah.
Megan,
so where can you get the zeolite stuff from? The health shop, is it?
Yes. I've put a recommendation for the product that I use, and I liked, because I've tried it and I know that it's good quality. So I've put a a link for that if you want to get access to zeolites. And I have $50 vouchers and 20% off and all that kind of stuff. So if you want access to that, I can give you that.
That would be great.
Megan, did you want to jump on, love?
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time for all of us today. I really appreciate that.
Welcome.
Just wondering, should everybody be taking spirulina?
Say that again, please.
Should everybody be taking spirulina?
Everyone needs to feel if they can tolerate it, because what I had in my clinic all the time, some people are reacting to it with nausea and vomiting and diarrhea. So not everyone is able to accept it as the spirulina or chlorella.
I know my body loves it, Christa. So I think you'll just know, Megan, if your body is craving it. So the product that I use that I presented on the video that I've got normally in water, and I put in the powder and shake it up. Like my body just loves it. If you've got spirulina, you don't take it. You just got it in the fridge or whatever. It's I just feel like people are drawn to certain products. Some people love wheatgrass, some people love spirulina, some people like it's I think you'll know. I mean, I'm kind of getting a yes for you, but it's like, yeah, it's really about,
it's not a must, Megan. Everything that is it has to or a must or a no other way is wrong. Every single person, as we started at the beginning, is individual and needs to find out, yes, that suits my body. Yes, that suits my feeling. Yes, that supports me. So spirulina is amino acids. Chlorella is amino acids with the ability to create a bond with heavy metal. But you can take wheatgrass as well, barley grass as well.
And I've had an up and down journey with diatomaceous earth. Do you recommend that all the time, or just do it? Should I be adding that in with this detox also?
Only if you like it. So I like diatomaceous earth, so I take it in the morning. I did a zeolite 3 months. I did take the zeolite 3 months in the morning, and at the moment I'm on diatomaceous, and probably I go back to zeolite. So I'm
a big fan of zeolites, but I go through phases too.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, the diatomaceous has a matrix structure as well, like the zeolite, and has a lot of silica. We are going from carbon-based bodies to more silica-based bodies. And silica, as you know, silica, bamboo, is more flexible. Carbon is calcium, is stiffness, stiff ankles, stiff knees, stiff hips. And the silica of the diatomaceous is more flexibility, strength, but with flexibility. Bamboo is able to go into all directions without breaking, you know. Calcium makes everything stiff and hard, and if you do a move, it breaks. So silica is where we go anyway with our bodies. More flexible, more fluent, more permeable.
That's resonating a lot with me.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
so
very
much.
interesting. Thanks for asking that, Megan. So we are sort of running right over time of Christa's time. She's probably got like 1,000 messages in the holistic health line. Sarah, Amelia, anyone else that didn't ask a question? Have you guys got anything before we wrap up?
Hi. I've just got a question. So I've got PCOS, and I have been on the pill for the last 18 months, but I felt called to come off it and sort of go on my healing journey with Healy to see if I could try and regulate my cycle. So is there anything that I should be doing other than just following what's coming up in resonance? Because yeah, I feel like it's time to, you know, deal with it once and for all and get to the root cause.
Yeah, absolutely. So resonance is always the way to go, because resonance is what you resonate the most with in that given moment. and that supports you then with the information and the frequency. And did you say psoriasis, the skin condition?
No.
What do you?
I've got PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of hormonal issues, and based on that, so you can run the hormonal program as well if you want to, just to balance it.
Okay. Thank you.
Amelia, did you have a question before we wrap up?
Just a quick one. Thank you, Christa, for being here. It's so great to put a face to the name that I've been seeing for months now. Just going back to the silica, I noticed that it is available in the resonance. Do you have a particular, on something that had come up for me as needing silica and that you just speak to it? Is there, is there a brand that you use, or is it drops better than a powder? Or I don't need a recommendation, just any thoughts on that, because I know I need to support myself anyway. I have a liver condition, so that's something that I need to support anyway, and it comes up on the resonance. So I do run the resonance program, the amino acids, but just curious if there's a supplement that you find that's beneficial, or should I just do the diatomaceous earth? Because I've done that before too, and I actually didn't know that it had silica in it. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So just curious.
Yeah. I mean, we in Germany, we do have silica, and that's available in Australia as well. It's a blue box with silica written on it. It tastes horrible, so diatomaceous tastes absolutely better than the silica. But if you want to have this silica gel, that would be something as well. You can put it in water, stir it, and use that. You even can put some drops of lemon oil or something in to make it more palatable, and that's okay. So
great, thank you.
Pleasure.
Awesome. So I'm just going to quickly go back to the book, and then we'll close out.
Yeah, because I really need to go somewhere.
Yes, I'm sure you do. So there was a few questions on the book. So this is Christa's specifically for Healy, the ideal solution, how quantum physics is revolutionizing medicine. When I read that, I was just like, oh, lap it up. So it goes through the Healy programs. It goes through the deep cleanse programs, goes into lots of detail. And then she goes through what for, and then the intention on each of the programs. I highly recommend it, specifically if you're going through this detox and want to get ready for the new energies of solstice and age of Aquarius. Then $20 is a Christa, and then you've got a link. Do I just message you direct, or do you want everyone to individually message you?
You can use the link
use the link and just order direct through PayPal.
And order it through PayPal. And because when you order it through PayPal, then I have your email address, because that book is still a book in process. I had to throw it out, otherwise I would have thought it's not perfect, it's not perfect, it's not perfect. And
I was like, I want to order it, so I want it now. There's a couple of things that I might just change on it, and I'll send that through. But yeah, look, it's so well done. So thank you.
It's a work in process. I will add more the underlying root cause of every organ symptom. So I'm working on that. And
yeah, I like how it's light right now. I like that, and yeah, I'd love it in a hard copy soon. So I reached out to you and I said, is this available, a hard copy? So yeah, like it's when you announced that you had written something, I was just like, right, order it. So it's well worth the investment.
I will send the update to everyone who purchased it. Okay, so just everyone need to stay patient if you want then to have more information. That will go out then through the email when you purchase it. So
beautiful. Thanks so much, Christa, for your time. Thanks everyone for your questions, and thanks for being on. It makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun when we get the live questions. So yeah, thanks Christa again, and anyone who wants the book, then reach out and I'll send the link. See you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.